Okay, so we have this problem where the door will not click back onto the latch. You need to fix it. First of all, keep the door open. Find a screw down here, at the bottom, the right hand side, and a screw higher part of the lower oven. There we go, looking a bit rusty there, but there you go. Need to unscrew both of those in order to start to release the side panel. Now we just need to pull this off. Then do the same for the remainder. You need to unscrew a screw at both ends, just as I'm doing here, just below the panel. Unscrew the two little screws, one at either side. You have three little buttons in here. You can see I've already taken two out. One for the clock itself, altering the time. One to add to the timer. One to reduce the amount of time. You have to pull all three of those out gently. Then pull the panel down gently. There should be plenty of cable, so you can just rest that gently on top of the upper oven door. Now you should be able to find screws down the side here, which you can unscrew to release the side panel. There are obviously screws around the back as well. So you can see there the spring to the lid. Not far below that you'll find a screw just up there. The second screw just down there. One about, if I get around the other side of the tube. Another one in the middle. And then one right down the bottom. All four of those on the right hand side need to be unscrewed. Now the side panel may be a little stiff, so you need to give it a bit of a pull, but don't be afraid. As you can see, it then comes away. There's a little hinge in there, so what you need to do is lift the side panel slightly to remove it. You'll find some lining here inside the door, and where you've unscrewed the actual roller which holds the door locked in place, I found mine had dropped down the bottom here. I picked it up, and basically what had happened was, what you have here is like a little metal rod which holds the roller in. Basically that had come away and the roller had fallen off. So I just replaced the roller on the rod, put it back through the holes either side, squeezed it tightly together with a pair of pliers to hold it in place. If that works, great. If it doesn't, you just need to find out what part this is and just screw it in and just put everything back basically as I've described to you. As you can see, I've started to screw it back on just to make sure that the door shuts properly. I've actually had to replace these two screws because for whatever reason, whether it's due to wear and tear, the other ones weren't gripping properly, so I found some only slightly longer and slightly bigger, and it's held it right in place nice and tight. Once you've checked that the door closes and holds in place nice and tightly, what you then need to do is put the side panel back on and then screw back in these four screws here down the side of the knob panel. There are obviously screws around the back as well. Screw the panel back on at both ends. So the little screw there on the end one. Push all the knobs back on. Just like that, nice and easy. Screw the screws back in, one at each end to hold that in place. And pop the little timer and clock buttons back in one by one. They just snap into place. Don't forget to screw this screw back in here. And this one again, the rusty one in this case. And now, as if by magic, the door locks properly. How about that? I'm no genius. I do a bit of DIY and fix the odd thing, but anyone can do this. It takes 10 to 15 minutes.